Well, hey, good Tuesday evening to you. How is everybody? I, of course, am doing wonderful, and I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon delver, Bill Sylvie. Good to see you. Good to be seen by you, and I hope you're having an absolutely outstanding evening. Now, I want to get right to it. I want to talk about some things that are important. They are show related. Hello, Damien. Good to see you. And what I'm going to discuss, and this is drama-free, very drama-free. Next week, there will be a limited run of shows next week. There will be fewer shows. My wife, Mrs. the Dungeon Delver, who is actually in the thumbnail, not on purpose. I wasn't trying to dox her to you guys or anything like that, but that's her with Gary Gygax back at Lake Geneva Gaming Convention in 2006, 2005. I think 2005. But anyway, yes, that's my wife and Gary Gygax. Anyway, so next week on Thursday, my wife has to go in for surgery. It is something that, strangely enough, we've been looking forward to. I know that may sound a little bit odd, but yes, it's something that we've been hoping would happen to clear up some problems that she's having. So basically, possibly Wednesday of next week, but definitely Thursday and definitely Friday. Even if I'm home here on the home front, I will not be doing a show. I'll let you guys know what's going on. I'll keep you updated if it turns out it's going to spill over into the following week, which I feel it may. Then we'll find something to fill the time. I'm sure, right? I may informally pop on and say hi to you guys. Of course, you can reach out to me on Discord. Yes, we have a Discord server. Let me see here. Let me find this. Let's invite people and copy that. So if you want to join us over on the Discord server, Pepperidge Farm dismembers. So you can just hop on over there and come and play with us. It's a fun place to hang out and do stuff and things. So that, again, that will start up next Thursday. And that's just how it's going to be. Now, I had wanted to have next Thursday be the week that I had Alan Hammock on, and we started doing a deep dive on Ghost Tower of Inverness, because we haven't done any since we finished Keep on the Borderlands. And I want to get back to the deep dives and knowledge, the info. But obviously, this is going to take this is going to take precedent, and I'm sure you can kind of understand. But we'll take it as it comes, and actually, again, we're kind of looking forward to this. So for those of you so inclined, if you would keep Mrs. the Dungeon Delver in your thoughts and your prayers, if you so believe, that's awesome. Anyway, moving on. Other things, other YouTube related things I wanted to bring to y'all's attention. You guys have been doing a great job getting the word out about the Dungeon Minister. At last look, he was like 905 subs, 906 subs, or something like that. Please keep boosting the signal. Dude's got a great channel, and he was talking about that today. He just did a little state of the channel update because he crossed over that 900 plus threshold, and he's into like the final countdown, as it were. So please get over there. And if you're not subscribed, if you're one of the dozens of people who subscribe to the channel here in the last week here on my channel, check out Dungeon Minister on YouTube. He has a great channel about classic D&D. He recaps these awesome adventures that he does. He does some arts and crafts stuff. Yeah, I haven't been able to get rid of that crabs yet, Luther. So go over there and subscribe to his channel. Give him your time. Give him subscription. Click on the bell icon. And if you just happen to be coming by my channel and you aren't subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon. It helps a lot. I really, really appreciate it. I don't know what or why the YouTube gods decided to smile on me, and 60 of you folks decided to come on board and stick around and subscribe. But thank you very much. If you subscribed but you're like, I'll check it out later, I do that sometimes, right? I'll visit a YouTube channel and be like, oh, vintage computer repairs, I've got to check this guy out. Subscribe, bell icon for notification. John's Computer Vintage Fix It has uploaded a new video. That's nice. I'll check it out later. But if you're just checking us out for the first time, what we do around here, hello Mobius, what we do around these parts is we talk about classic role-playing games. Stuff from, I'm a Gen Xer, right? So, I mean, really, D&D is almost a game for baby boomers, like original D&D. People are like, wow, you remember original D&D? No, I was 4 and living in Atlanta. You know, if you had handed me a D&D set, I would have colored it in with crayons. It would have been gone in a matter of weeks. No, I'm a Gen Xer, so my D&D is AD&D and a little bit of basic D&D. I jumped back to original D&D. It was just a rumored thing back when I was playing AD&D. No, I jumped back to original D&D in the 90s. And I didn't see my first OD&D set. I didn't see my first OD&D set until I was a man. You know, I didn't own one. I paid the princely sum of like $80 for this in like 2005 or 2006 before Gary passed away, and they were expensive. And now like even OCEs people want $500 and $600 for. It's crazy. But anyway, we talk about classic D&D, all kinds of classic role-playing games from the late 70s, really into the early 1990s. And yeah, I'll occasionally talk about new stuff. We talk about hobby-related things. Like last night, I was expressing my disappointment with our Meat Painter Speed Paints, but you can go check out last night's live stream if you want to see that. So those are just kind of some of the things we do here in this little thin slice of YouTube. And if you like that sort of thing, YouTube's not going to tell you about it. You got to come find me. I mean, I'm not going to clickbait much and say, I'm shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm. I don't have enough viewers. You know, it's the Michael principle. The poor get less and the rich get more. If you got 5 million subscribers on YouTube, all YouTube's going to do is blast you across, the whole world. If you got 1,239 subscribers on YouTube, all YouTube's going to do is keep you down. Unless you just kind of win the algorithm lottery, like happened this time last week, and they pulled me up. I was lifted up. And a lot of people heard about me. And I thank those people. I mean, if I had gotten the number of viewers equivalent, or the number of subs equivalent to the number of people who viewed last week's video, I would have gotten 3,000 new subscribers. So you guys who've subscribed, I thank you. I thank you all very much. And I like to spread that love around, which is why I say, check out The Dungeon Minister. Check out Storytime with Yang and Zhao. Check out, I don't know, you guys tell me your favorite D&D YouTubers. And then, believe it or not, there are classic D&D YouTubers. Is that my belly rumbling? No, I had a hot dog and some potato chips and a beer before I came on the show tonight. So you are hearing heat lightning. I say heat lightning because we haven't seen a drop of rain today. A lot of threat of storm, but nothing has actually fallen from the sky. Out in like the western regions of the states and counties, it's probably like raining sideways, and people are like, well, this is the end times. How high is the water, mama? But here in sunny northeast Seminole County, it's no. So that is not my stomach. My stomach is moderately-ish happy. Anyway, so one thing that we've been doing now for about a week, it'll be a week tomorrow or maybe the next day. Friend of the show, friend of mine, an all-around swell guy, Volcano God, donated a large slab of his RPG collection to the show. He entrusted it to me. Some of it may be for sale in the very near future. Profits to be split between us. I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, I love this and we'll play this every day. eBay. No. There's some stuff that he was planning to get rid of anyway. He didn't want to haul it all the way back up north. He is exfiltrating the state of Florida. And he was like, I don't want to pack this. Come and get some of this stuff. So I have it now. It's been entrusted to me. And I've been sharing it with you guys. Not deep dives, not even historic, just like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. So we're going to look at some more stuff. And there's a whole lot of this that's deep dive worthy that we will do deep dives on. Like the Steve Jackson game stuff. Absolutely. I think there's some Flying Buffalo stuff in there, but like 5e D&D, 3e D&D, we don't need to look at that. No. Damien says, I watch you, Mr. Welsh, and I'd say Seth Starzagowski. Okay, thank you, Damien. Luther says, what is the chance I might play Hyperborea 3E on the channel in the future? It's highly first ed style. Well, play, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. We've actually had, Jeff Talanian has been on the show. I've interviewed Jeff on the show, and I think it's high time I have Jeff back as a guest because Jeff's awesome. So Mr. Talanian makes solid products. Yeah. This is from when I went in 2018. But anyway, back to Jeff. Jeff is a swell guy. Hyperborea is a good game, so I might check it. I might check it out one of these days as a moderately depth dive. But I don't know that I'd play it. Not because I don't think it's a good game. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. Just because my cup runneth over. We got D&D tonight. That's right. By the way, if you're just stopping by, if you're one of those almost 70 people who subbed to the show last week alone, people have continued to subscribe to the show, and thank you. We play RPGs here too, and then I share that with you guys. So we're not theory crafters here, guys. I'll share this with y'all. Humble Braga, yep. Watch Bill Milton and Dungeon Crafted Curmudgeon in the cellar. Tim Cask. Leaving Florida to go to Chicago better be a damn fine job. His mayor's an alien. Yeah. No, I get it. Anyway, so yeah, we do AD&D Tuesdays. Classic Traveler is the next few weeks on Wednesdays, and then Friday we got First Ed Gamma World. I'm just pull up. I do it all, even sing, but I haven't sung in a long time, at least 5 minutes. I could sing if you guys would like to hear it. You'll be there. I'm a jam to some tunes. Very good. Very cool. Looking forward to you. And speaking of the Let's Play setup, add a suggestion from one of our viewers. I've added some lights to the tabletop. Hopefully it'll be a little easier to see. And I kind of got hopefully a better camera setup. It's not ideal. All right. I mean, I'm one guy. I'm the producer, the director, the writer, the finance guy, HR. I have a co-host in Australia. That's it. That's my staff. Deep dive, hoping for some Lost City. No, our next deep dive is going to be Ghost Tower. I'm not familiar enough with Lost City. I'll get familiar with Lost City, Luther, because you have stated an expressed desire for Lost City. I will get familiar with it. I'm a little uncomfortable deep diving into a module that I've never played, but for you, I'll do it. See, because that's the thing, and I've said this before, guys, and to get a little serious, but with a lowercase s, I just connect with you guys, right? The only separation between us is space on the internet. People tell me that, Luther, but I don't, Thank you, Ricky. Thank you for the super chat. A super chat there from Ricky with no toppings. Just a basic cheese super chat. So thank you for the super, Ricky. Are you happy to help with the module? Well, we'll see. We'll see where I'm at after we have our guest deep dive. And by the way, if you're out there and you're new to the show and maybe you're just getting in to classic D&D, and this is your inlet, this is like how you have merged onto the rustic byways and highways, the Route 66 through modern gaming, if I may be so bold, and I will. You might not know some of the guys who created some of the classic things. I mean, the name Gary Gygax, I mean, that's like Stan Lee or George Lucas or J.R.R. Tolkien or Robert E. Howard, right? But the truth is, there were a lot of guys who created a lot of awesome adventures at TSR. And one of our, I would dare say, frequent guests on the show is Mr. Alan Hammock of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And he is going to, he wrote Ghost Tower of Inverness. So the other day I was there and I'm like, Alan, how you doing? What's going on? Listen, talk about your module on the show. Why don't you come sit in on that? You can give us the lowdown. And of course, you know, he agreed, because who wouldn't? So I want to make sure that we get that done, because I said, you know, hey, do you want to do it in August or September? And he's like, well, that's kind of getting into the holidays and we get busy. So let's try and do it in August. And that's awesome. And I know you're thinking, well, Bill, you've got 28 more days of August. Guys, time flies. It really does. And this thing with, you know, the missus and all that happening, I'm going to turn around and it's going to be the start of September. Just like that. So Luther, we'll get to the Lost City if we can find it. Anyway, we'll get to the Lost City and we'll cover it. We'll talk about it and it'll be awesome. But we're doing Ghost Tower first. Greetings, Ian. It is good to see you. Found a thrift store copy of Army of Darkness the other day. Excellent. Was it just the Universal single disc release? I snagged on that limited release back in the early 2000s. Oh man, I love that disc. It's got all the extra, you know, like the real, you know, the ending, some making of stuff, the alternate ending rather. But honestly, any version of Army of Darkness is a good version. Shop smart. Shop S-Mart. You got that? No, I swear. Any one of you primates so much as touches me. It says Screwhead Edition. Huh. Hadn't heard of that one. Very cool. So let's get into the deep diving before we get to playing the advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And we'll just I have no plan. Literally all I have to do is look around and like pick stuff up off piles, which I hate. I put in so much work. Thank you, Alois. Yes, do hit that like button if you like what you see. I put in so much work to make this a better space to be in and to interact with you guys from. And the hall has eaten all of that space and it's now a cluttered disaster again. And I hate that. So I gotta try and scrape together some money to get a temporary bookcase until I can figure out the final disposition of a lot of this stuff. It's finally raining. Sounds so beautiful. But until that time, I can literally just reach down and pick stuff up and show it to you. So we'll start that. Now, I have all of these to date in the hall, but I wanted to show you guys here. I don't have the mini cam set up to show these close up. So you'll just have to trust me that I'm not faking you out, that this just isn't inkjet printed cardboard. You're going to have to trust me. So I've got, these are the Goodman Games Ultra Deluxe textbook sized versions of classic modules. And I've got the Isle of Dread. Guys, you ever had to go to the supermarket for your wife? You know the aisle I'm talking about. Up top. Up top. Anyway, so Isle of Dread is here. And it's got a blue front, and it's got an orange back, because apparently some versions of this were orange, not blue. And then on the inside, it's got a repro of the front and back covers, so on and etc. And this doesn't have a huge amount of that much info in it. Historically speaking, and of course, the back 2/3 of it are the 5th edition versions, which we don't need. Oh my God, I lost 2 viewers on the live stream. That joke was that bad. Ouch. We also have this weird thing. Castle Amber. Another hardback version module. Castle Amber. It's got some beautiful art inside the front cover. Let me check that out. And again, repros of the covers and all. I just feel like this is overwrought. Not Castle Amber. Just these books. They're nice, but hey, Bob Jester. They're nice, but if you're not playing 5th edition and you have good copies of them, I don't see that these are a must. I tell you something. If Gary, God rest his soul, was still with us and had been able to provide like some commentary for the S3 and the B1, B2, and so on, that would have been awesome. And I think that would have, but and I'm not saying I don't value the commentary we did get. I just, Gary's perspective and memories on some of those would have been nice also. Ricky Maru wants a copy of Castle Amber. You can get it on drive-thru. You can get the PDF. It's a gorgeous PDF, even printed out on print on demand from drive-thru. So do recommend. Yeah, no, Bob. Bob Jester. I don't disagree with you. I'm not in love with Castle Amber. Like, I may have to duck some Rotten Tomatoes too here. It doesn't do a lot for me. Castle Amber. It just doesn't. Like, it wasn't on my radar until I started getting back into AD&D and all the classic modules that we'd never gotten a chance to finish back in the day. I was kind of drawn away towards those rather than basic modules and what have you. The party has to stop a mecha-sized golem. Yeah. Spoilers. Well, Damien, I don't know. Gary was always thinking, and he was always designing, and he had a mind towards a second edition. Now, this is one of those things, like, I feel like it's an urban legend about AD&D, much like some of the urban legends about Blade Runner. I'm reading Paul Salmon's book, Future Noir, The Making of Blade Runner. And it's an awesome book. And so many things that I thought about that movie have been largely disabused over the years, but there are a few little pockets of knowledge where I was like, well, I know this to be true about, and then I read and I'm like, oh no, that's not. Wow. So like that, Gary was working on an AD&D that was kind of different from the first edition AD&D. And it might have been just as reviled by hardcore AD&D enthusiasts as TSR's 2E was. Some classes coming in, some classes going out. Guess what? The assassin, that was slated to be cut. He was going to include the mountebank, the jester, and the huntsman, I think. Mountebank, jester, huntsman, and maybe the mystic? But anyway, so Gary had his own ideas about a second edition. And I think there would have been edition churn. It would have been different, but it wouldn't have been what we got. I mean, he was vehement about, two things. First of all, that he was not going to give any details on any more that slipped while he was still at TSR. So all the knowledge about new classes and about the possibility of the ejection of the assassin class as a playable class were things that were discovered back in the mid 80s. He never talked about it, as far as I know, like what he would have done. His very firm words on the subject were, that's not my game anymore. It belongs to TSR. They made a second edition. If you want to know what second edition D&D is like, that's what it is. If you want to know what I would have done, too bad, because I'm not going to tell you. Very Nick Saban-esque, I'm not going to tell you. So quit asking. So I think some of those little nuggets might have disabused a lot of people of, oh, well, AD&D would have continued on. It would have been, Demon Idol Player's Handbook and Efreet Dungeon Master's Guide and Menagerie Monster Manual from 1979 to today. Possibly, Damien, possibly. I mean, if you want to know where his mind was leading, really look at Unearthed Arcana. I agree with you, Bob. I think the witches are beautiful, wonderful characters, whether you use them as evil villainesses or open up new possibilities for player characters. It's fine. I don't want to know. Anyway, so we kind of got sidetracked from there. And as far as Isle of Dread goes, yes, I love Isle of Dread. I think Isle of Dread is a great module. I know people who've put the Hidden Shrine of Temakon on the Isle of Dread in the world of Greyhawk. And I even know some crazy people who've put what is it? L1. They put C2 or C1 in L1 and L1 on X1 and then set the whole thing in the world of Greyhawk. So there's lots of fun stuff you can do with a big open environment map like that. A sandbox, if you will. But I don't need to know that you need a textbook-sized version of it when you can get a perfectly serviceable PDF. And finally, oh, Luther, are you still there? Luthi, I'm home. Check this out. A Lost City. They did a Lost City book, hardback. Original adventures reincarnated. So there's a whole Lost City, and I guess you get a little bit of history in the front. Yeah, there's some history in there from Harold Johnson. And then there's the 5th edition stuff, which we don't care about. And everything and so on. So those are some of the things, which, I mean, I might use those as springboard info for deep dive stuff. I mean, as far as I know, these, I mean, I'll give Goodman this. I don't think they did the whole FOMO thing with those modules. I think you can actually get those hardbacks still. I could be wrong, but I know like B1, B2 was, that thing was available for a year plus because I saw it at the GaryCon I went to. It was too expensive. And it, I mean, the thing weighs like 5 pounds. It would have been less expensive and less bulky for me to like go to a pawn shop in Lake Geneva and buy a cheap laptop to take home, like a cheap early 2000s laptop. Anyway, but I have more. But wait, there's more. DCC, Chanters in the Dark, DCC Day would fit right up to Lost City. Okay. I'll take your word on that, Bob Jester. Looky what is down here. There is a metric crap ton. Not that that's a statement on quality. There is a metric crap ton here also of Metamorphosis Alpha. Like the Starship Warden. Oh, that's hard to hold up. Compatible with Amazing Adventures and Star Siege. So this is from Troll Lord Games. This is the Starship Warden. And this this tome is by, of course, Jim Ward and Christopher Clark and a whole staff of editors and so forth. But this is deck after deck after deck after deck, encounter after encounter. This is a space mega dungeon. If you've ever gotten Metamorphosis Alpha and been like, man, I don't want to, I gotta fill in each deck. Ugh. This right here does all the heavy lifting for you, except it's heavy to lift. So right there you go. Right there you go. That is the entirety of the Starship Warden for you to have fun with. All sorts of decks. And man, a deep dive into this would be, I don't know. I mean, this is like an entire atlas of the planet Earth for Gamma World, right? Yeah, Nonstop by Brian Aldiss. And The Star Lost, and the TV show The Star Lost, and Rendezvous with Rama. Throw in a big heaping dollop of Universe, by Robert A. Heinlein. So if you have need of a completely detailed 5-mile-high spaceship, we'll talk about this. Which edition of Metamorphosis Alpha are we on now, 4th or 5th? I don't know, Bob. I honestly never followed Met Alpha's development arc. I mean, I could ask Jim Ward, see if he ever wants to come back on the show again, but I honestly don't know. But with that, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. We have a whole raft of modules. What the hell is that? Oh. Return to the Temple of Elemental Evil for 3rd edition. I think this is a pod copy. Like a high color pod copy, but I'll have to check. Meh. I don't think that much of TOE. And a module whose maps are literally just tunnels dug through collapsed ruins that vaguely have outlined areas. And then the final 2 levels are just the last 2 levels of the temple copied over. Interests me zero. Anyway, I have quite the raft of Metamorphosis Alpha modules. Starship Warden the Goya. Y muchas gracias, Agoya. Not sure what this is. Starship Warden Saving Wren and deck expansions. You know, because the 5-mile-high starship that's like also 15 miles long or something like that is not... We need a little bit more, don't you think? We just got to cram a few more pages in there. But there's also modules. There's also some Met Alpha modules. And here is a... Oh, my, look at this. Here is an original Gamma World booklet. This is the actual TSR booklet. This is not print on demand. I have that one. So this is kind of fascinating. Metamorphosis Alpha. A referee's screen for Met Alpha. The mutation manual for Metamorphosis Alpha. And these are basically just a bunch of add-ons and modules. So we can... You guys let me know if you want to dive in, if you want to go up to the Starship Warden and look around, and we'll do that. And we'll beam up to the Starship Warden and kind of go over some stuff there. What else do we have as we're kind of... Son of a Yoder had it winning out of his space, Mutter. Yeah. A few episodes of Space 1999 and Blake 7. Good fodder for an MA game. I have never seen Blake 7. I haven't been like actively avoiding it, like screw this show, I'm never watching it, or anything like that. I just haven't seen it. But people tell me it's great. Like when I started watching and loving Babylon 5, my Brit friends on Usenet were like, nah, this is just, all the story beats are copied from Blake 7. I'm like, who the hell is Blake 7? As far as I know, you guys make Monty Python's Flying Circus, that thing with John Cleese where he slaps his wife around a hotel, and Benny Hill and Doctor Who. That's it. That's your TV. That's what you make. That's what that's your TV shows. So I don't know from Blake 7. I just don't. And last but not least, and we'll leave us a little bit of breathing room this evening. I think it's the last item down there. Oh, there's some here. I'll do this one. SJG's Catalog from Hell. This is Uncle Albert's Auto Stop. So, you know, if you need more ways to blow up other cars, well, here's a booklet full of ways to do that, which again we will include in our Car Wars deep dive. Just I'm not going to go over like, okay, guys, we're starting Car Wars because then it's like 2027. Like, okay, that was the last Car Wars supplement. Now let's talk about Ogre. No, I'm not. No, we're not doing that. We will cover all of Car Wars in a few deep dives. But that does leave us one other thing. And I think as far as I know, it's the only Flying Buffalo product down here. Can you guys guess what it is? Leave your guesses over in the comments section. And let me know if you can guess what the Flying Buffalo product I have down here to show you guys is. And we'll just talk about it briefly. I'll give you guys a few minutes. I'll hum the Jeopardy theme or something in my head. My singing apparently offends Luther. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes, that is... well, I mean, there's Flying Buffaloes. Bob Jester got it. Those are different Flying Buffaloes, Damien. They have nothing to do with blue skin cat people. If you guys haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, go do it. Not right now. Don't switch off the show, please. Oh yeah, Dune RPG. No, I would be sitting here with like drinking crystal out of a crunk goblet and a gaudy gold chains and in a pimp chair, mink lined sable cloak. If I had the Dune RPG, I would have flipped it already. Nah, it fetches a couple $100. Yeah, Bob Jester, you got it. So what I have, somebody was asking about this, and I actually did say about this. Hey, do you have the Grimtooth Trap books? And yes, it's a giant omnibus edition of all of the Grimtooth's Traps books. These are better reading than they are playing, unless you just hate the people you game with. Now, when I was a tyke, it was the tender age of 10 or 11 years old, I thought there was Dungeons and Dragons. And then there were like science fiction and other kinds of role-playing games. But when it came to fantasy, I thought everything was D&D. I didn't even think other companies bothered. So when a high school buddy of my sister's left his D&D stuff at our house for months, first of all, I was the happiest boy on the block because I read through all the Dragon magazines and back and forth through the Fiend Folio and so on and etc. I should have stolen his accidental Dungeon Master's Guide Alpha, although it was falling apart even at that point. But in amongst that stack was Grimtooth Traps. And I remember reading it thinking, my God, these are like, holy crap, I hope these don't show up as we play D&D. Not realizing they're like for Tunnels and Trolls, which is entirely tongue-in-cheek. And yes, you can put them in a D&D game, but why? Like any of the traps, so the traps are rated from 1 to 4 skulls in terms of deadliness, and I want to find like a good 4 skull deadliness here, or 5-1. Let's see. And a lot of these are just so convoluted. Like I could be here the rest of the night explaining some of these mechanics. I guess some of them are just variation on pit traps that I guess I would use, but a lot of them are just a middle finger to players. Like there's logically no reason that should have done that other than screw you guys. Let me see. Let me find one here. Nice, a nice, and there was like an in joke that every book, like it's a book of 100 traps, and like the 101st trap is an in joke in the book. Like one of them was a cipher, and if you figured out the cipher, it's like there are flesh-eating bugs embedded in the spine of this book, and by handling it, they're now like working their way through your skin and bones. Stuff like that. And then it got very meta with like an overarching story going through the books. It just, you know. And a lot of them are just, they're so convoluted, and they rely on players doing things that just they wouldn't even do. Okay, so one way or another, character goes in the room. When they go in the room by themselves, they trigger trap, because you know how it is. The thief goes in the room. Well, outside, the wall opposite the door is spring-loaded. It's like a spring-loaded piece of metal that slams in, crushes to death anyone in, like, to either side of the door. Anyone standing in the door and watching the lone character who's gone in is propelled at them and smashes them against a false door on the opposite side of the room, which is balsa wood. There's a stone wall behind it loaded with spikes, and the person that slammed into them flies off to the left or to the right and then plummets into a spiked pit and dies. Like, fucking why? It's good fun to read, right? You know, it's good fun to read, but like, I don't know. Somebody didn't understand. Somebody at Flying Buffalo, I think, maybe didn't understand the point of Tomb of Horrors or even White Plume Mountain, and just said, yeah, traps that kill. Lots of traps that kill. Ha, ha, ha. Kill, kill, kill. I don't know. Maybe I'll get my hands on a copy of Tunnels and Trolls one day, and we can do a deep dive on that together and just kind of go through it if you guys want. I do want to... Bob's saying, Grimtooth's traps are like designing a mousetrap board game, but for your players, not plastic mice. And then describing how they work at the table is like describing a Plinko machine. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like it's funny once. You know, it's funny the one time. So before we have any parting thoughts, though, I do want to thank some folks. And again, if you're new here and you're wondering what I'm talking about here, as you can see, we do Patreon and Subscribe Start. If you guys want to support the show there, you can feel free. We can take PayPal. The only reason I put the PayPal up there is some people ask because they don't want to super chat, but they do want to do a one-time donation to the show. And so to those folks, I take a moment to thank them, and I say thank you to Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, subscribe to Dungeon Minister on YouTube. Manny Wall, Mark Corey, we miss you, Manny. Please come back. Kevin Wood, friend of 30 plus years now. Todd Sharp, carnivore farmer, very frighteningly named fellow. Rob Euless, Jeremy Rule, Boganora, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, the Sky Hernstrom, and Pete Sullivan. We thank you guys very much for your ongoing support of the show. Mobius is saying, let's go to Greyhawk, get back in that castle. We're almost there. Settle down, kids. Settle down. So I hope the camera and lighting setup is to everyone's enjoyment tonight. I've got a little more dialed in than it has been. I'm using my old studio lights now as light. Well, I mean, they're still studio lights, but they light up the table. But we're waiting on a couple more folks to get started in. I will, let's see, make sure they know. Make sure that they know to join on in. And let's see here. Alrighty. We are just waiting on the rest of our players to get dialed in, and those who are yet to arrive, you know who you are. Get in here. The hell do you think you're doing out there? Anyway, so as soon as they're in, we'll get started. We will get started. But our players are filing into the green room. Have a great game. You're going to listen as you play your own game on a different laptop. Oh, I hope not. You're not in somebody else's D&D game listening to mine. That would just be rude. So we are waiting. It's TK. It's Ricky Maru. He's late. And is he hanging out on the Discord? There he is. Okay. Has entered the green room. He's technically not late because it's not 8:30 yet. So unfortunately, I can't really stick him for pizza and snacks. Now, Kyle on Wednesday nights might not be so forgiving of our Travelers players, but we'll leave that up to him because he's the game master. So I'm going to don my headphones. We're going to welcome this band of adventurers from the darkness of the green room to the triumph of the studio. We welcome Lynx the Fighter, Abner the Magic User, Turgo the Thief, and Sir Outlier, the Fighter Cleric. Welcome, one and all.
Hail.
Hail, adventurers, hail. So it's good to see you all. And you missed some excitement with Abner there last week, Mark.
I know. I saw it. I watched it back, and damn, I missed everything. Missed all the loot. Or maybe I'm bad luck, and so you guys had great luck when I wasn't around.
Well, good.
We would have loved the web spell.
Would have been handy, yeah. But what's important is you got your manicure in, and now you can adventure.
Yeah. I look much more fabulous. I'm fine. Let's go adventuring.
A freshly brushed gold suit.
Yes.
Trevor in chat is saying, "Jeweled man tonight, great stone face." They're not deep enough yet, but shh. All right, so you guys had taken out a good share of treasure at the expense of the hobgoblins, whose lair to the south of the entry cistern of the first level you had raided. Abner kind of looks you up and down at the giant sacks of treasure you got, and I'll leave it to you, Mark, to judge your reaction to seeing them hauling all this loot in. But what are your plans?
We'll set this down somewhere would be a good starter plan.
Alrighty.
So I'm just going to push past him into the cabin or whatever.
I still think we should
put it over there. Put it over there. It's all dirty. Put it over there.
I still think we should bury it under the fireplace.
Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. I got paranoid, and then we were wondering where we hide our treasure. I'll have somebody else dig that hole. I'll agree wholeheartedly, but somebody else is doing that work, so I'll just throw stuff by the fireplace.
Wholeheartedly, huh?
And I tell other people to do it, and they do it wholeheartedly.
They certainly do, just not me.
Nice pun. Yeah, I'll pick up the slabs of the stones that are laying in the hearth and bury everything under it and put the rocks back.
Alrighty, the sand has held on to a good deal of warmth, but not so much as to injure your tough dwarfy hands, and you can it takes you a good bit to dig out enough for all this coin, but eventually you've got it.
I'll make sure there's like a good foot of clay or more, so the coins won't melt, or
the burlap sacks or leather bags catch on fire, that sort of thing.
Yeah. They might be a little hardened from the fire. They're the leather's not going to be happy about it, but that's not really my concern.
Right.
So this was all from the hobgoblins?
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone make a map of their area?
No.
Okay.
It would have been really great if we had a cartographer with us.
Abner is disappointed, but
understanding because he failed his duty last time.
And to be fair, as a player, I only do thought maps. I don't do maps, sadly.
Well, we'll just have to finish out Jeanan's old map at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get all those together.
By the way, for those of you in the audience, because I guess this is a learning experience, if mapping things out traditionally in grid paper doesn't work, try mapping it by points that happen, and just draw arbitrary lines and circles. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. The map just needs to make sure you can know your way back out.
Yes. And if you've ever played any of the great text adventures, that's just done with flowcharts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just rectangles, bat room, troll room, room with sword, and you make little notations in the boxes as to what might be in there and draw lines indicating which directions you can leave.
One of the many skills that I actually use in real life job.
I don't know. Like, I get this impression that people think that like mapping in D&D has to be like with the grid paper, and you have to be really precise about it, and you don't.
Nope.
Well, I'm staying quiet in this argument because otherwise this will turn into an argument.
No. No. I mean, like, as a player,
I do,
as a DM,
but you do not
DM,
have to.
Exactly. Somebody has to, just not everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway,
I suppose other things have to. We have to get some more treasure, though.
So how much is this loot? It was 2,500.
Yeah, I have 2,500 and 2,574.
Yeah.
GP.
Okay. Cool. Do y'all want to go back into the cistern tomorrow? Did you like do the whole of the hobgoblin area or just part of it?
I believe we only got a few rooms in, and then we pushed them back.
Yeah, we got a few rooms in, and then we're about to hit a really big room, and that's when we said we need Abner.
Well, thank you.
The useless.
It's so nice to
wizard
be needed.
The useless wizard isn't useless all the time, right?
We needed your clothes.
Yeah, just to stun everybody.
Shine a light on him.
Now spin, Abner.
Can we put a disco ball on your hat?
He is the disco ball.
I'm working on a mundane version of the robe of brilliance. I think it is. It's the totally non-magical. But it's still as shiny and distracting.
Robe of Brilliance is Abner's final form.
Yes.
That is goals. That is goals right there.
Hey, Lynx, do we have a longsword sitting around in like our cart of stuff?
I believe so, but I just equipped everybody. All my men-at-arms have the long swords. I can give you one of them. They can take their battle axe back.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that? Yeah, because it don't matter.
Here's a long
really
sword,
to me.
Turgo.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to switch off to that, and I have a proficiency I can spend like we talked about last time. Thank you.
Well, thank John. John gave you his sword.
Okay, John.
You started naming your hirelings?
I have Ator, John, and Narpig, who slew Pignar.
Yes.
Ah.
Pignar, the hobgoblin.
All right. So is anyone low on hit points from last time?
Not Abner.
Well, yeah, obviously. Does Lynx need healing?
I'm down 3 hit points. Natural healing will give me one of those back, right?
Well, remember, I'm getting spells back.
Then yeah.
So yeah, you'll be full before the next morning.
Okay.
And what about Turgo?
Nah, I'm unscathed.
Awesome. Anyway, I'm packing same spell loaded as before. Is Abner doing the same?
Sleep and web, yes. That's his delving setup at the moment.
Awesome.
And his familiar crow will be like wrapped around his neck, sort of invisible. He's got a chameleon power, so he's hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's a constrictor, pseudo dragon.
Pseudo dragon, yeah, constrictor.
All right then. Assuming we rest the next morning, have our spells prepared. DM, do we have any encounters?
Don't remind him of that.
Mr. Sylvie, didn't you were going to give us a quiz before we left for Christmas vacation?
Ricky.
It's fine. Hey, just because I'm honest about it now means I can get away with it later.
No.
You're buttering him up. I get it.
Okay. A day passes and nothing comes knocking on your door.
See?
You are tanned, rested, and ready.
Turns
All
out
right,
great if
then.
you ask.
Let's off.
Yeah. All right.
So what's the goal? Back to the cistern and hobgoblins?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go to hobgoblins because, quite honestly, we were having some success there.
But I wasn't with you.
Success.
I'm a dwarf. I like kicking hobgoblin butt the same way I like kicking orc butt, so it's fine with me. I'll even go down first.
Good. I'll come
Okay.
down after him.
Abner's going to bring his 2 bodyguards.
I'll lead.
Alrighty. mince along with you as you approach the cistern. Everything appears to be per normal.
And that's when the floor was a trapper.
Yep.
Too quiet.
Okay. So are we're down in the cistern now?
Yeah, if you want to be.
I'd like to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
the door to
let's
the door to the south is closed again. The door to the east the doorway to the east that ostensibly leads to the Orcs lair is still bricked up. The archway going north to where you met some folks who seem to be camped out in here, never seemed to give you any problems, is still there and open. And the door to the west that leads to a room with a collapsed wall beyond which lie yet unexplored caves is slightly ajar.
No, it's a door. Hobgoblins it is then. Let's go east.
Yep. That's south. Hobgoblins are south.
Ah, that's right.
Your other east.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
east, Patrick.
Okay, so is what is your marching order? Who's going first? Who's opening the door, et cetera, et cetera?
well, I assume the dwarf, since he's making all these decisions.
I'll open the door, but I want to throw the thief in first.
Hey, you're not going to throw me in first. If you're going first, I'll bring up the rear.
But we need
Pole
you to
pin,
find
throw
traps.
thief.
Yep. We'll keep you on a string like a yo-yo. It'll be great.
All right, I'm
forward.
Good
gonna.
luck.
I think we had good luck with last time how we did it. I'm gonna quiet everybody down. I'm gonna say, Turgo, if you could take a listen, in a few moments, but I'm gonna have one of my men-at-arms close the door to the caverns area.
Fair enough.
Once that's
All right.
done, if you could just take a listen. Once the ogres, jump out of hiding or whatever's back there.
All right. It takes him, like, he is yanking on this thing and it grinds shut with a clang boom finally. He's just kind of looking around like, it was stuck.
Yeah, that's your new nickname, Stuck.
Okay.
Does a 3 open the door on my side?
Yes, it does. And we will go to tabletop view. And hopefully this will look good. And if it doesn't, I can adjust the camera. I got kind of a little ad hoc setup for the camera that's a little better, I think, than it has been. But if you guys don't like the angle, I can get up and move it. Like I said, one person, no cameraman, no motorized camera booms, nothing like that. I gotta get up and run around. Okay, so let's bring that up and let's look right there.
Better.
How's that?
Ooh, actually,
Yeah.
I do like that.
Is the lighting good for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the lighting.
Brilliant.
Can't.
Okay. So the door is it is open. It didn't shut behind anyone. Is Turgo going first?
I think I wanted him to listen at that stuck door, but if it's open,
That's fine. Well, no, it wasn't open. I assumed you guys were opening it, but Ricky asked if a 3 opened it, and I said yes, and it is now open. So hence my asking.
I don't think he'd be able to hear anything over the banging and clanging is the thing.
Yeah.
Right. So what do we want to do? You want me to go first?
yeah, let's get up to that. Well, let's just have you go forward for that usual 40 feet or whatever. We'll try and stay quiet behind you. And
All right.
Okay, so Churro, what are you doing as you proceed ahead?
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to move silently, of course, and lay a little bit low toward the ground and proceed
Okay.
with my long sword drawn. as carefully as possible.
Okay. Your footsteps. What is your move silently?
That would be a 40.
A 40. Okay, yeah. Your footsteps are making no sound on the damp floor. Wherever you look, you step over little raised up places in the liquid and so on, and of course it reeks here of tar and grease and so on. Just a generally foul smell as you're going along. And you say you're about 40 feet ahead of the party, right?
Well, that's where I intend to ultimately be. Can I
That's
ask a
fine.
question?
Yes.
Are those torches actually illuminated and whatnot there?
They are. They are not cressets. They are standing as you see them.
Okay, great. So as I move up into that area, that sort of alcove-ish area off to my right is well lit, I assume. I would like to pause there and take a look and see if I see anything untoward before proceeding.
What do you mean untowards? It's more.
I don't want any rock grubs jumping out and.
Oh yeah, no, you don't see anything like that. There's no creatures that you can see here.
All right.
So you're going to proceed.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Your foot catches on a rope. The standing torch falls over on the floor, and as soon as it hits, there is a whoosh. You are surrounded in flames. Your comrades coming behind you. I need you guys to give me saving throws versus Dragon's Breath. Turgo, you take 8 points of burnination.
Am I on fire?
Yes.
But you're not alone because I failed too.
Yeah, no.
Yep. Same. Failed.
Okay, well, the party that adventures together is immolated together. You see Turgo moving forward. You see what looks like a torch next to him just fall over on the ground, and when it hits, you see a sheet of flame rush down the hall towards you before you can react, and you're all engulfed and crying out in pain. So, it's not magical, and it's not an actual dragon, but it's giving the folks in back a chance to save because you could actually see it coming. So you've taken 8 points of damage, of burning damage, all of you. Abner's not in his fancy robes, is he?
Nope.
Okay.
He's in his work robes.
He's in his work robes. Okay.
How many sequins are in his work robes?
Only
The sequence would be probably useful because they're not flammable.
It's a tasteful, understated dungeon adventuring robe. So it's just variegated silk and doublets and pantaloons and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah,
not a wizard.
you guys are on fire. What are you doing?
Retreat.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Getting myself out.
Is Doomsword within reach? Like, can I grab him and then
He's 40 feet away and going, I
got nothing that can put out fire. I guess I'm running back.
Okay.
I mean, we can just wrap you in a cloak and literally smother you.
Save yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys rush out in the hall. You're beating out the flames. Doomsword, are you just standing there on fire?
I'd like to drink my potion of gaseous form if possible.
Oh, good call. Okay, all right. So you imbibe your potion of gaseous form, and that activates in About half a round, so we'll do this. So in the next round, you take a couple more points damage, but then you become gaseous. The rest of you guys see
Doom sort of explode in the mist.
Yeah,
literally.
Turgo drinks something, and then he just a column of smoke.
He evaporated.
He went up in smoke, just like he lived.
So, this being one of those cases where being up near the ceiling would be better. The flames do gutter out after a moment. And there's roiling smoke out there. And wait a minute, your men at arms were with you too, right? They were up with you guys, or were they further back out in the cistern still as you were approaching?
Well, they would have been falling up the rear, at least, my guys. So I
Yeah.
don't know if
Okay,
they
all
were
right.
in
They wouldn't have been in the hall yet, so they're not. Yeah,
Nowhere
They did
near
not.
the area.
they did not catch on fire. In fact, they helped put you out.
That's why I pay 'em.
Exactly. They, and there are puddles of stagnant water, and the floor out there is damp. So immediately grabbing you and throwing you to the ground and rolling you back and forth in mud and mire and whatnot.
I'm going to need to get new clothes. This is horrible.
I think we just saw Turgo die, so maybe you shouldn't say horrible.
DM,
Yes.
can I cast Cure Light Wounds on myself?
Oh, absolutely. Yes,
Thanks.
certainly.
Thank you. If that resolves, I get 4 points back.
Okay. Yes, that's fine.
A question, DM. How does it work with hit points that I gain from my familiar and I take damage? Is it temporary hit points above my own that I take from that first? How does that work?
Well, it's just all one big blob, but I forgot about your pseudo dragon.
Oh, shit.
He does not save. He takes 8 points of damage also.
Okay. I'll keep track of that.
He probably has more hit points than you do.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
Let's see.
would he like healing as well?
You told me that he would give me 13 hit points, and I believe I get the hit points of.
Yes. So yeah.
He has 13, but I guess as he loses them, I lose my extra hit points as well. So he's hurt.
Would you like my next healing spell then?
Yes. On Crow, please.
Sure.
Actually,
DM,
no. Yeah, on Crow. You have to
do I have time to cast another one?
Half a moment. Let me let you know. Turgo, you have become gaseous and have all the benefits appointed thereof for a while. I need to check duration on that, but
TK, no. Don't heal me until we know what's up with Turgo.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not in the line of battle usually. So
I have several.
I know, but I just wanted us to spend all our spells before we even walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
before we even walk in the door.
Yeah. I'll equip cowbell.
Ooh, very cool.
That's how you cast knock, right?
Yeah.
More cowbell. I'm gonna open all the doors in these rooms. If the flames are guttering out, I'm gonna grab 2 men-at-arms and try and go find Turgo.
Okay, the flames are guttering out, but they're enough that the pack-a-giant rats that boil up out of the grate, out of one of the grates along the edge of the cistern there want nothing to do with it. They come scampering out and kind of sniff the air and see the flames and scamper right back in.
Smart rats.
Smarter than we are.
Okay, so yes, the flames have largely died down. You do not see Turgo. You do not see his body. You do not see a pile of ashes. Nothing. They had a ring cam.
There's just all this smoke here. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. There's like grayish, whitish smoke clinging to the ceiling above you.
Just walk up with the bellows.
Unless that mist talks to me, I'm going to continue farther down the hallway, thinking he ran that way.
And I don't think the mist can talk, right? Like I'm totally insubstantial.
Let's see.
But I do intend to take the opportunity. I'm not going to let a good crisis go to waste to explore as much of this area as I can, being thus insubstantial.
Turgo tried to talk to the party, but he missed.
Nice.
Okay, so for those who are curious in our audience, just to let you know, by imbibing this magical liquid, the individual causes his or her body, as well as what it carries and wears, to become gaseous in form and flow accordingly at a base speed of 30 feet per round. A gust of wind spell will blow the gaseous form backwards at air speed. Transparent and insubstantial. Let's see. That's really it. He can go through cracks in walls, even as tiny as a pinhole, but not. He's not insubstantial like ethereal or astral. It's a question from the gallery, as it were.
And I assume that means I can clearly go under doors.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Turgo, you are now insubstantial. Lynx, you are quite substantial. And as you are looking for Turgo, leaping around the corner, but not surprising you because you're like on your guard at this point, leaping around the corner are no fewer than 6 hobgoblins. So let me put them out there and place you accordingly.
They must have taken Turgo. Here.
Yeah, and this thing says I waver and shift. What does that mean? Does that mean?
Oh, you just kind of drift back and forth insubstantially.
Right.
You're like one of those 1970s ghost special effects.
Which is what I figure, but I kind of figure if that's something that might give some hint to some others that I'm actually still present.
Bill only had the budgets for the lights, not for the 70s ghost effects.
I've always wondered what stops you from basically flying down someone's throat when you have the spell and just suffocating someone.
I've heard
an engineering degree and a medical degree to find out the damage that does.
Yeah, I read a adventure recap where that was used to kill a dragon. I guess. I mean, gaseous form going up into their sinuses and then reappearing. I think the DM allowed them to get away with it. Yeah, it was pretty damn cool.
I don't agree with the reappearing part because I feel like that would just do really bad things to both parties.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in my mind stopping you from just becoming a gas, staying a gas, and then just stopping air from coming in. And you will suffocate in a number of minutes.
I don't agree with that. But anyway, that's we'll save that for the pages of Dragon magazine. All right, so here we have, I got a pointer, guys, by the way. I just gave up on the whole laser pointer idea.
Thank you, DM.
You're quite welcome. So here we have Lynx, and here we have 6 hobgoblins with death in their eyes. What do you wish to do? You are all by your lonesome, I should point out.
I should have two men-at-arms with me, because I said 2 men-at-arms come with me. But
okay, you and your men-at-arms are all at your lonesome.
Okay, I shouted back to them that I think they took Turgo. If they're running up, I'm going to try and hold the line right there.
Okay. So we're a little spread out. Doomsword, what is Turgo doing?
Well, it looks to me, player knowledge wise, the effects of the potion last the entire duration. So, and I don't assume that I can do anything. So, like I said, I think I'll reconnoiter for as long as this thing lasts and continue all through the place.
That is correct. And your potion, we will start it 2 rounds ago. You are going to be insubstantial for 7 turns and 8 rounds. So a little more than an hour.
All right.
Okay, Lynx, you and your fighting men are going to hold the line. Abner, what is Mark doing?
Abner gets his bodyguards in front of him and will follow behind Outlier and other men-at-arms.
And TK, how about your dwarfiness?
I'm going to hold to what I said before. I'm going to heal the familiar, because that familiar is 1 bad oil splash away from death.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I can still move, I would like to move up with the men-at-arms.
You will cast in this round. You will move in the next round.
That's fine.
Then why don't we start with you? So roll initiative, please, because I know what the hobgoblins are about to do.
6.
1 party will go first. Your Cure Light Wound spell will go essentially at the end of the round, but since Abner's not running off to melee with the monsters or anything like that, it shouldn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So roll 3 attacks for you and your men-at-arms up front there.
I hit for 5. They both miss.
Okay. Hobgoblin screams in pain and shouts back, "You die now!" and raises his scimitar to instabulate you. So we will start with your men-at-arms. Are they just at arms, or are they at legs and torso also?
It depends. If that costs extra, no.
Okay. Thank you, D20, for doing exactly what I hate, which is giving me an edge case. What is your men-at-arms armor class? Refresh my memory, please.
I think 3, scale mail, large shield, right?
Then that is almost certainly a miss, but I'm going to look just the same. Just like I would look for you guys if it was an edge case and you were like, I think I hit. Let's see. So these guys are 1+. Oh yeah, he brings his shield up and parries that attack away just in the nick of time. And finally, your character doesn't know this, but this is Slijmar, Pignar's brother.
Ooh, we're getting deep into story here already. I like
That's
it.
right. I run a lore-heavy campaign. You guys out there in the audience might want to take notes or pause and back up to, And Slijmar misses you. So, Cure Light Wounds goes off on the pseudo dragon, who knows what you're doing and will belay his magic resistance to allow you to heal him. Purrs like a cat. Kind of, you sort of lean in and pull aside Abner's cloak there, and he sees you and just like raises his wing up and goes, does a little dramatic, like, "Oh, I'm fainting" kind of thing. And so, how much damage did you heal?
7.
7. Okay, yeah. You see a little burned flesh just wafts away, and he grins and kind of rubs his head against your hand. Very, very thankful. Okay, so that was one entire round. Turgo, you are gaseous for 7 turns, 6 rounds.
Yeah, and I can do what? Move at 30?
Yes. Where are you going, my friend?
Yeah, obviously I'd like to go around that south corner there.
Okay.
Corner, and take a look at what else is in the room. Get an idea of how many more of these.
Insofar as you kind of perceive things, it is very strange being gaseous. It's like it's not just like this stereoscopic. Everything is like this anamorphic 160-degree field of view, sort of distorted, but it looks to be essentially the same as when you were last here. So Link's continuing to melee. Mark, what is Abner doing?
Abner was moving in with his bodyguards, but behind Outlier and the rest of the hirelings. So
okay,
staying to the rear. Okay.
TK, what is Outlier doing?
I'll draw my greatsword and advance.
Okay. The front line denies you the ability to engage in melee, but you can be standing and waiting. If one of these brave lads falls, you will be able to melee in that round.
To be fair, actually, I'll draw my bill instead. If I can't get into the front rank, like I can't, shove a lackey behind me, I'll draw my bill instead if I can't literally just like grab him by the belt and yank him out of the way.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's see. He kind of looks over and sort of gestures forward with his head, like, you want to get in there?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can move in this round, and you still attack. You're close enough that's all going to work. So, Turgo or Doomsword, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative? I know what these hobgoblins are going to continue to do.
That would be the big 6.
Ooh, you guys are killing me on initiative tonight. Killing me. Anyone who wants to super chat for a +1 on the DM's initiative die roll, feel free to do that.
How about
and it would have helped me there. I would have at least tied you. Party goes first. So let's hit them with your best shot. Fire away.
I hit air.
Oof. Okay. It was all that moving around and, getting settled and everything. Turgo, roll for yourself and your man-at-arms.
So I hit for 4 and man-at-arms hit for 3.
Okay, the one that you hit for 4, Smigmar dies.
Yes. Slayer Smigmar.
You're cutting through an entire hobgoblin family tree. Alas.
I don't feel guilty. I honestly don't feel guilty.
We should get you a magical axe.
Good job, Smig.
All right. Alrighty, so counterattacks, and one of the other hobgoblins cries out, "Smigmar, no! I will avenge you, cousin!" And he steps in and swings at you. Oh, literally ticked over to 20, but then, he misses. Your man-at-arms, however, is missed worse. And finally, Outlier. Okay, everybody remembers when they were fighting the orcs some weeks ago, and I was like sweeping them back. Just remember that. Keep that in mind. That was a good season. We had a good team, some great coaching. What a season that was, right? Because it's not happening tonight. They all miss. Turgo, 7 turns, 5 rounds.
Turgo's going to be the whole way back to Greyhawk City before this thing runs.
Yeah. That dwarf must be doomed. How can you tell? He has a rain cloud over him. Okay.
Why does that dwarf smell like elf? Oh, God.
All right. So, Lynx, you going to continue to kill hobgoblins?
Kill.
All right. So Zizmar, the hobgoblin, is fighting you now. Mark, what is Abner doing?
How many hobgoblins? Well, can even Abner see how many hobgoblins there are?
You don't know. I mean, there's at least 3 holding you guys at this choke point. So
he's not going to cast his spells yet, so he's going to hold on for now. He's going to just holding pattern.
Okay. Lynx insert sword into hobgoblin, I'm guessing.
And twist. Yep.
And twist. TK, is Outlier using his polearm at short range, or is he using sword?
No, I have a great sword.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's nice, but okay. Then Mark, roll initiative for us. Everybody's gonna crack now.
4.
Gosh darn it! Somebody in the audience, spend $5 or $10. Give me a +1. Okay. I would not do that to my players, folks. Don't fire up your PayPal accounts. Maybe I would, but not
for $5.
Not for $5. Good Lord. I could be bought, not cheaply, but I can be bought. Okay. Party goes first. Malaise, please do that thing.
But we must break them from their malaise.
Yes.
I hit AC 2.
That will hit.
He's dead.
Okay.
Man-at-Arms misses. I hit for 7 damage.
Okay, well, the hell with me then. I guess you just don't like a good story, do you? So that's 2 more dead.
Well, this is the comeback story. We first fought the orcs, and that was too hard. So this is the comeback now.
It took us a long time to kill the orcs, and so now it's like the hobgoblins. It's like we've trained on men better than you. They were pigs.
Alrighty, so that leaves 3 hobgoblins. Wow. Okay, they're hanging in there. They're going to continue to fight. They will counter. Oh, I finally hit. I finally hit TK there. That's a solid 5 points of damage on Outlier. Man-at-Arms. Oh, the Man-at-Arms is
split in twain.
He is disarmed. He takes 8 hit points. 8 hit points. Bereft of life, he rests in peace.
Yeah, I think he's dead at 8, right?
Well, I mean, he had 7.
That would be dead at 8, yep.
Yep. I mean, unless you're going to go through extraordinary means to stanch the bleeding and try and get him out of the way, yeah, he's pretty much going to die in a couple more rounds. But he is unconscious and bleeding out on the floor. Finally, Lynx. Oh, my God. Well, this guy was so impressed by his friends hitting the dwarf and knocking down a man-at-arms that he's like, wow, he just stands there and watches you guys. Oh!
He's clapping. Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Battle of the Pelennor Fields Project, which is an awesome username, if a bit of a mouthful, asks, are we looking at Dwarven Forge? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. This is Dwarven Forge.
Good damn name.
Yeah, it would be. It's lovely dungeon terrain. Okay. So yeah, Men at Arms goes down. It's a new round. It's a new round. So I think we should get intentions. Mark, is Abner doing anything in this round?
Is it possible for one of Abner's bodyguards to go forward and drag the downed hireling away?
I mean, do you order him to?
I will. Yes.
Okay, so
drag that man away.
One of my guys will step up in that place then.
Alrighty.
I guess we pass him back or something.
Just like crowd surf him back to the back ranks. Okay.
This is why you put drag handles on all of your mercs.
Thank you for the armor, my lord. What are the extra large epaulets for? When it happens, you'll know.
You'll thank me later.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are getting him out of the skirmish line. Oh, and by the way, we are at 7 turns, 5 rounds. 7 turns, 5 rounds. It matters. It matters. Combat can take up an entire turn. So Turgo has thus far gone to, and I don't think you guys can quite see it. I will point to the general area.
If Turgo doesn't rematerialize and say he came back from heaven or something, I'm going to be really disappointed.
So you go this way.
That was Turgo the Gray. I'm Turgo the White.
All right.
Yeah.
Turgo the Black now.
We must all bow to Mordor. All right. So Turgo is drifting along there, giving hobgoblins Nick fits. And I'm guessing the rest of you are just going to more of the same.
I was going to heal the hireling, but I guess I will.
Oh no, you can.
I'll apply sword instead.
No, you can do what you want. I'm asking. I'm not saying.
No. I meant because like the hireling's going to get pulled back. So
okay.
I may as well apply sword instead.
Gotcha. Roger, copy. Okay. Who hasn't rolled initiative yet? I think Mark. Have you?
I did it just last time. Yeah.
GK, did you?
Nope.
Okay, roll initiative for the party.
Of course, you made me do it. I got a 2.
Yay! I won initiative finally. Okay, hobgoblins are standing tall and firm. Oh, that is a hit on TK. That is a miss on the new fighting man, and that is a. What's Turgo's armor class again?
Remember, if they're standing tall lasts more than 3 hours, they need to consult a doctor.
Consult local shaman.
You're the only doctor here, technically.
What is your armor class there, Lynx?
2. I don't think I have a bonus.
I mean, oh darn. Okay, so that's 5 points to TK, and that is 3 points to Lynx. So they are filleting you guys. Do it right back to him, boys.
Eat this, Migmar.
1 dies.
I didn't get great damage, but hey, I hit for 4, and my men-at-arms actually hits for 1.
Okay, all right. One of them dies. There's only a couple of them left.
Yeah, I hit 1 for 10, so I presume that'll kill him.
Yeah. I'm not. This is not 3rd edition. We don't do dire hobgoblins.
Hey, hobgoblin captains are a thing.
No, and that's absolutely valid. I mean, there's sergeants, there's lieutenants, there's tribal leaders, and so on and etc. But this ain't them. Okay, so a couple more hobgoblins, or another hobgoblin dies rather. I know what the rest of them are doing in the next round. So round the way, and that is 7 turns. 4 rounds now for Turgo to remain gaseous. What is the rest of the party going to do? You're going to continue to try and hack these two?
Up my kill count.
We've upped our standards. Now up yours. TK, you gonna as Outlier gonna continue to make hobgoblin cutlets?
I will apply Mordhau.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll start back at the top of the rotation then. Lord Corion, would you roll initiative for us, please?
4.
They are dropping their weapons and begging for quarter.
Nope.
Okay.
How many of them are left?
2.
2. We can tie up 2 guys.
I'm killing 1. We can tie up 1.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna get 1 to surrender because TK's not allowing.
All right. Yeah, I'll accept the surrender of the 1 as he sees his comrade get mushed into a wall or whatever.
I'll just look at the other one and go, "You're going to tell us everything you want, and even more."
Okay. Well, that was cocked, so I'm gonna. Yeah, he's terrified and soils himself immediately. Turbo, 7 turns, 3 rounds, but we're kind of effectively out of combat, so counting rounds is a little. He. What you want? No kill. Please let leave.
I'm going to point to one of the men-at-arms and get him to tie him up with, like a rope or whatever.
Okay, your man-at-arms does so, and he's.
I'd sit him on that bench. If that bench is there, in fact, I'll just
tie him
to that bench.
Okay.
While that happens, who speaks Hobgoblin?
Oh, I do.
Abner, can you ask where they took Turgo?
Yes, Abner describes Turgo, probably not in the best, the nicest terms, but he describes Turgo and says, "Where have you taken this man?"
He sort of shrugs his shoulders.
I think he's lying.
I think so too.
Right before the fire trap went off, where did you take him in? He might have been charred, so he didn't recognize him.
Just hear fire, come to put out fire. What? No, see, short fellow, greasy mustache.
It could be that Turgo actually succeeded in being sneaky. You realize maybe he's still around here, but he's just hiding.
I wish I had your optimism, but let's try and find him, man.
Where do you keep
what are we doing
your
with the hireling?
prisoners?
Sorry.
So the other thing is, I wanted to try and tend to the wounds to see if he's still alive or whatnot, but I don't have healing. I can just bind some wounds. That's about it.
Yeah, when Abner's bodyguard grabbed it, would have grabbed and then bound the wounds. So he's hopefully stabilized somewhere, but he's definitely in negative territory.
Yes. Unconscious and will be for quite a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll leave another guard here with that guy and the hobgoblin tied to the bench.
I'm going
this pole.
I'm going to burn my final cure light wounds to cure myself for 3 hit points, if that's okay, DM. And while I'm doing this, I'd like to ask the Hobgoblin one final kind of parting question. Where do they keep their prisoners? Where do they keep people they would think that are important? Where do they keep where's your boss?
All three answers are larder, which isn't good.
Okay. He looks at you and says, "Wait a minute. You say you ask one final thing. That more than one question. So which is it?" No, he does not launch into a legal definition.
Hobgoblin lawyers hate him.
Have you ever heard an Irish
Lamar.
mother offer you a piece of cake? It's never just one offer, okay?
Okay. So he tells you that the prisoners kept go down hall, past triangle rooms, turn hayfoot, go down, and they're prisoners kept. Big boss, turn strawfoot, big boss got room.
I'm going to punch him in the nose and ask what he means by hayfoot and strawfoot.
He wags his right foot, looks at you like you're crazy, wags his right foot. Hayfoot! Wags his left foot. Strawfoot!
Okay, so we go right then left.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Well, let's make sure this is all secure, and then head on up, I guess.
Hey, I just want to say, I just want to put this up on the screen because this is not just for me. This is for you guys playing too. This is from Battle of Pelennor Fields. This is better than any D&D stream I've seen on Twitch. I got great players. What can I tell you? I got a great team out here. So I really, really appreciate that. As you guys are discussing this, there is a little bit of clay in the wall gives way, and scurrying out are 4 giant ants.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay. Where roughly on the map?
Let's see. I don't have giant ant miniatures. I could get some of the carpenter ants that are plaguing me out in the garage and bring those in, and they would be to scale. But right about here. So they're kind of milling about.
Let's just leave a body for him.
That's where our hireling is.
Yeah, no, I'm already stabbing giant ants.
Yeah, that's fine.
Abner is backing up. Let the boys do their work.
Okay. Okay.
You know, killing ants attracts more ants.
This is how you get ants.
Do you want ants? Because this is how you get ants.
Yeah.
He just wants an ant device on his shield.
Okay, so there's a little scrawny one sort of in between 2 rather hefty ones. Understand, when I say giant ant, I'm not talking about, these are like 2 feet long. Just letting you know.
They're like
Okay.
That's
Okay,
so big for an ant.
roll initiative, please.
2.
It is tied. They go first with their mandibles. Oh, and I should check here. Let's see. Yeah, these are just worker ants. So, that will miss TK. That will miss Outlier. That will miss Turgo.
If I use my boot.
Turgo's not there.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Turgo. That will. Yeah, that will miss Lynx. But anyway, you're all 3 miss. Well, there's 4 of them. So, Abner. Abnormalities. Sorry. No, I'm not. That was
Told you that
was,
name in confidence. Don't use them around him.
yeah. Sorry about that. Wait, no, I'm not. That was goddamn hilarious. Okay. And by the way, just one other comment about the combat. If you're out there, if you're just driving by, if you're new to this, whatever, if you like this show, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please click subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications, and tell folks about it. The more, the merrier. Right? Okay. Counterattacks, guys.
So it missed Abner?
Yes, it missed Abner.
Okay. Abner's bodyguards will attempt to hit the one.
Okay. So Abner's bodyguards are actual fighting men, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Foot.
All right.
Mercenaries. One of them get a 20, so I'm assuming that hits.
That will hit, yes.
The other one got an 11, which probably will not hit.
It will not.
Okay, so they have D6. They have some sort of short sword. 4 points of damage.
Okay, well, he leans over and drives his sword through it, and it curls up and drops. So there are 3 ants left.
That makes him a smearmadon.
Oh.
God, that pun really bugs me.
It's not getting any better.
It is.
That's insectious. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you all.
With web.
Yes. Just leave you here. I'll leave.
Hey guys, I know I like having lots of people watching the channel, but I really got to be careful. I don't want anyone to raid the server.
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was bad. It's not Twitch. They don't do raids. Anyway, I swing at nothing but air and start screaming about how these bugs are too small. Give me something taller.
Okay.
I hit for 7 damage.
Okay, yeah, you smash in some of its carapace, leg falls off, and it's still scooting towards you. And how about your fighting men, Lynx the fighter?
Missed. If I only rolled for 1, can more attack?
Oh, yeah. You've got enough room there in that alcove.
We don't get multiple attacks, do we?
Hey, I get 1 for 5 damage, actually.
And no, you do not. These are not sub-hit die creatures.
Oh.
Well, that would be an
fact,
yeah.
I think you guys will probably be pleasantly surprised at the amount of XP you get from them. So no, AC 6 is not sufficient. Its carapace turns your sword away. I know what the ants are going to do. Are you guys going to continue to fight them?
As well.
Yes, but I can't think of a bug pun, so we're just going to fight them regularly.
Okay. So would you say you're in sushi ant?
No, Bill, we would not say that.
What's this? Leave studio? I can press this button right now.
Would you guys like me to send an intelligent animated tree to help you? You know, a tree ant?
An animated tree.
All right.
Super chat now to get the puns to stop.
Super
Dungeon Minister's in the chat. He's going to start.
Yeah, Dungeon Minister's just he's not gonna make it any better.
Yeah. Wait, can you guys hear that fate thudding over TCP/IP? I think that's him beating his head against the desk. Rectory hell, I'd like to kill them. Okay, roll initiative, please.
I think it's my turn, or
it is your turn.
3.
My ants go first. The ants go marching one by one. Hoorah! Hoorah!
So, do the ants have bug out bags?
No, they don't. But I don't think they were expecting this. They didn't even bring any grub.
Gotta find me another group to play with, T.
Yeah.
Why can't those ants make like trees and leaf already?
Okay. So let's see. There's actually enough. There's enough of you guys that need to roll a d8. Oh, okay. So Abner, one of your men at arms.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, this thing like drives its mandibles into his leg just above his knee. He is staggered and howling in pain. He takes 5 points of damage.
Oh, Hilda, no.
Just poor Hilda.
Yeah, Hilda keeps getting knocked down pretty badly.
Okay, counterattacks, please.
Hilda and Harold. 15's hit for fighting men.
For fighting men, probably not actually. And these things carapaces are really thick and really tough.
That's the second 6 I've rolled against these stupid ants.
Ooh.
15 is AC 6, so no.
Yeah, no, it's not going to hit.
Hit AC 2 for 9, though.
And that was one you'd hit before for how much?
5 sounds right, I want to say. Or 4, something like that.
Okay.
I say words, they're out of my head.
You knocked off 3 of its legs and one of its antennae and destroyed one of its compound eyes, but it's still scuttling forward.
Ew.
Men at arms have men at arms all attacked?
They all made a good showing of swinging their swords.
Right. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to say that was a turn of interrogation and whatnot. So Turgo, we're just going to say you're down to 6 turns of gaseous form. Okay.
Yeah, that works for me. I assume that I'm still just like exploring around and whatnot. Is that
yes? Cool? And I can't really expose the map only to you, but
yeah, I'm good with that as long as I can use it later.
Sure. Okay. Party continuing to fight the ants.
Yes.
Okay. And those of you who are in the audience and wondering, I mean, about role-playing games in general, they're often very heavily combat dependent. Let's roll initiative, and I think it is Doomsword's turn.
Yes, it is. 2.
They go first. That is a miss on a man at arms. That is a miss on Outlier, and that is a that is a hit on Lynx. Lynx, you take a point of damage.
That's doable. I'll accept that trade.
Okay. Counterattacks, please.
Will a 17 from a man-at-arms hit?
That's darn close. Let's check that out. Let's go to some combat tables.
AC 4.
That will not. Thank you.
Ooh.
I hit for 5.
Oh, that answers my question.
You destroy one. There are 2 left. 2 giant ants.
One on Abner's bodyguards, and I think one on Outlier.
That is correct.
My AC 4 didn't hit.
No, your AC 4 did not hit.
At this rate, you guys are going to need some ancillaries.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that. That ain't me. You can't. No. And people like hovering over unsubscribe, that ain't my fault. Okay.
Passive dislike button hitting with just one comment. Too many puns.
Exactly.
Too many puns.
I don't know what happened. Just viewership fell off. I lost 30 subs. What the Christ?
It's a hive mind. They're working against you.
Yeah, I guess.
You're on thin ice too.
Okay. Let's roll initiative. I know what they're going to do.
Three.
Well, the ants go first.
Damn, these ants.
One by one, hurrah.
Hey, I rolled 2 last time, 3 this time. I'm due for a 4.
If we survive.
The Ents have caused a TPK, hoorah, hoorah. The Ents have caused a TPK, hoorah, hoorah. I could have some fun with that. That's anyway.
Not quite a TPK.
Yeah. And not quite fun either, I'm sure, for the
If I could roll above a
The
14.
pH or something, yeah.
yeah. Luther Pendragon is somewhere in Alabama, like with his headphones off, clutching his ears, rolling on the floor. Doesn't care for my singing. Okay.
Luther, you can stop this. Just super chat it at all.
It all will end.
Let's see. So that actually will miss links, and that will absolutely miss outlier. So
There was
I meant
on a man at arms, wasn't there?
there was. I meant a man at arms. So squash them, guys,
Like they're bugs.
like they are bugs.
Oh, my man at arms just can't hit anything these days.
AC3? That hit?
Oh gosh, that's so close.
Oh my god.
But no.
They're AC2?
Oh no, wait, they are armor class 3. AC3 does hit. AC3 does.
Phew. 7 more damage to something then.
Okay, just something. I don't know. He had hit that one before, and the last 2 that are left are kind of weak, so there's 1 giant ant left. Anyone?
I'm trying to think of a pun. I don't have a pun for it.
Just attack it.
I missed.
I asked you.
The bodyguards missed.
Oh,
Okay.
Rolling again because
Lynx, it's up to you.
surprisingly, I missed.
Okay. All right, roll initiative. Whose turn is it?
Lynx.
Lynx.
A5.
All right, party goes first.
Okay.
See, if you guys had brought a giant magnifying glass and memorized continual light.
The bodyguards miss again.
Okay.
I missed an
Hit for
AC4.
3. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I hit for 3 and a men at arms. Oh, not even close. Never mind. So hit for 3.
Okay. This one is left on a man at arms, and oh wow, does he miss? Come on, guys, let's make this a last round of giant ant combat.
I think it's my turn for initiative. I rolled a 3.
The party will go first. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Hey,
Finally.
that's 2 20s on 2 men at arms.
I just rush in on this remaining giant ant and just start beating it to pieces. Roll some damage.
That's 7 damage between them.
That's enough. That's the outlier. How much damage did you do?
I do 16 to whatever paste is
Oh
left.
my god!
It's
I think it was paste. Yeah.
a perfect waste of max damage.
Yeah. Outlier doesn't hit that often, but when he does, whoa.
Okay. I will point out that there is a roughly 1.5 foot, 2 foot diameter hole in the damp sand in the wall that they erupted out of. Without armor, a dwarf might be able to crawl into that and see if there's any treasure. I'm just pointing that out. I'm not saying you have to.
I'm not crawling face first in an ant-infested hole.
Without armor.
Turgo could be in there. If there was a hole right there, would Turgo be in there? I think you need to go in there.
I'm going to shove a dead body in that hole and we'll come back to it later. If the body is gone, it's not safe. If the body is still there, we're fine.
That's weird, but it's got a certain logic to it, so I will help you put the body there.
We have dead hobgoblins. It's fine.
Oh, speaking of dead hobgoblins, let's loot those bodies.
Okay, so hobgoblins.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can find a bisected hobgoblin somewhere. I can just.
Yeah, I mean, shoving a body into the hole is no problem. So, hobgoblin. They have J and M. So let's see what they got. There were 6 total. I'm sorry, you were about to say something, TK. Go ahead.
So, Lynx, do you want to drink that potion? We have 3 extra healing potions laying around. It might be worth it because I have a bless spell left and then 2 whole persons.
I'm at about half HP. It's probably a good idea.
I'm at half now too.
Yeah. Okay. But that's a really powerful potion, right?
It's 2d4, I think.
Potion of extra healing? Mm-hmm. No, a potion of extra healing is 3d8 plus 3, or you can drink single drafts for 1 to 8 up to 3 times.
There we go. Sorry, yeah, I always think of it as the single draft, as the drafts, not the, because it's better as like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why don't I do that? I'll grab and I'll take a single draft to see what that gets me.
Okay.
I'll roll 1. Jesus.
You rolled a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Oh my god. Not much. That canker sore on your inner lip is gone.
Oh, thank God. That was really irritating me. All right, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
I'll snatch it out of your hand, shake the bottle a bit, and drink it myself.
So you're going to drink the other 2 remaining drafts?
No, I'm just going to drink 1.
All right.
But I regain 8 hit points and go.
There you go.
It's fine, and then pass it back to you.
I'm going to drink it again.
Okay, roll again.
5.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You have to shake it up first.
It's the dwarf backwash. It's fine. It's magic spit.
Please shake before opening. Use within 3 days.
Okay, so
must feed to dwarf.
You find a total of 83 copper pieces. And let's see. And 31 gold pieces.
I take the 31 gold pieces and roll out the copper pieces to the various men-at-arms there as a bonus.
Okay. They thank you, and they thank you, and you. What do you wish to do?
We got to go forward and find Turgo, I think. So, I guess it's recon and force. So, me and the dwarf will go first and go down that hall and try and I don't know. Hope we find Turgo alive.
Yeah, and you'll have 2 more men at arms that you'll be with. They'll come with you. One's down. One's down, and one's staying behind.
That's right. 2 more. I got 2 more with me.
I've got 2 bodyguards. One of them is is very poorly, so she'll be behind.
Okay, so we got 3 men-at-arms basically with us.
Well, yeah, I'm taking both my bodyguards. One's going to be behind me, like not in the front.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll be bringing up the rear.
As we've come to expect.
Yes.
Okay. What was it? Larry Niven had, I think it was the Ring World books, like the leader of some race, like the most cowardly of them was considered the most intelligent. Because they wouldn't go into battle. They would never risk their lives for anything. And so the leader of their empire was called the hindmost.
Sorry. Have I covered, like, how much of, like, the area have I covered? Is it continuing to be passages that meander down or that sort of thing?
Yes, there are doors you can go under. There are rooms you can go into, and when appropriate, you will be able to inform the party. You have gone on now for a good few turns, so you got, we'll say, 4 turns left of gaseousness.
Right. But I haven't reached like a dead end where I'd be coming back or something like that, right?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
No. To the rest of you, as you are continuing on, you hear the clop of more hobnailed boots coming from this direction. Oh, our little hobgoblin friends are dead.
Well,
I can do this with the I can do this with the plastic ones. So it's from this direction.
Oh, that's.
And I may have to move the camera. In fact, I will move the camera. This is what comes from being a one-man production. Well, mostly one-man production. Certainly don't want to denigrate our awesome co-host, Kyle.
I'm going to scream for the men-at-arms to prep spears, and I'll get ready to cast Hold Person. And then if there's a ton of them, I guess, Abner, do you want to cast Sleep?
I was going to go in and cast Sleep at the first opportunity.
I think it only makes sense for me to cast Hold Person as an opening move like this, though. Like, once combat has started, I may as well just swing.
Yeah.
You know? It's like my one chance to do what I think.
That's not too awful a camera angle, is it there, audience, players?
No, that works great.
Okay, great.
Besides, if there's only like 4 of them, then there's no, you know.
So are we already around that corner, or are we just about to go around that corner?
Well, to have searched the hobgoblins who fell in combat, you kind of would have had to have gone at least a little bit around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at about this distance, you see a group of 5 hobgoblins come ambling around the corner there. They see you and a bunch of dead, obviously looted hobgoblins.
Mm-hmm.
And they snarl and they snarl and begin to shout challenges at you. What do you say back?
Sleep.
I don't say that. I say for Churgo, but
sleep. So let's see. Now this is something I because I don't want you to feel as though you wasted a spell, but this is something your character would know. I'm sorry. This is TK. This is something that Outlier would know as far as Hold Person. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are creatures that Hold Person does not work on. Let's see. And I just
hobgoblins were close enough to humans that they were humanoid that they'd count.
Hobgoblins do count, so that is correct. Yeah, they are there on the list, and I just wanted to double check the list and not be like, "Ha ha, you wasted your spell. It doesn't affect them." Okay, they are also very much not surprised by you guys. So we have Sleep, we have Hold Person, and I'm guessing you're going for max number, right? You're going for 3.
I'm going for 3. Yeah,
you're going for 3. Okay. Turgo is kind of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what ones don't pass out will probably be held.
Okay. All right, let me place the party appropriately.
Abner will be casting from the back ranks.
Cowering from the back ranks. Got it.
Yes.
A triumphant chant of not in the face.
Yeah, he has no problem. He's fine with this.
Oh, that's not a bad look. That's not a bad look at all. Turgo, you will be not gaseous in just a couple more turns. Okay.
Okay.
I do want you to get a chance to play tonight, Doomsword. It's like, well, I almost burned alive and then I turned into smoke. And that was my Tuesday night. Okay. That is about the distance separating you. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll just start at the top of the rotation. Lord Corion, roll initiative, please. I think you guys are going to go first.
We will, because I rolled a 6.
You did roll a 6. Okay, so the hobgoblins don't have a chance to close the distance, and as you can see, it's like 30 feet. Well, really, the miniatures. Just for those who might be curious, those who are tuning in, this really, Dwarven Forge is there to look awesome, but we do abstract some things, so they're a little closer to 50 feet away than they are like almost standing on top of you. So they will have to spend this round closing. I'm guessing that the men-at-arms and Lynx are not going to rush up there and get in their grills. You're gonna wait for them.
Well, actually, I think I was gonna charge, but to hold them at that spot. But
you can. It's up to you. It's just that would be your action this round.
No, I'll hold because I know Abner's cast a spell.
Okay. It's the magic user and the cleric are like trying to shout each other's verbal components over each other. So let's see. Hold person is a 5-segment spell. So
sleep is 1.
Sleep is 1. So sleep goes first.
These are 1 to 2 hit dice creatures?
They are.
Then I would get, I believe, I would get 2d4 of them.
That is correct. Roll.
6.
Nice.
Okay. All of them are asleep, and they do not get saving throws. 3 of them are held, so even if they were awakened, they could not move. What do you guys do with your enslumbered and held opponents? Just toad sticker to the ear?
Lynx, take care of them.
Stand back a bit, like, are they going to come at us? And then realize what happened and start stabbing them.
Okay. Yeah, that just takes a few rounds, and they are done. Done with a capital D.
They were in a full run towards us, and then they all fell asleep.
Abner's sleep spell is him starting to describe his thesis about underground dungeons.
What's amazing is by the time they hit the floor, they're laid out straight as a board, and they won't move
for the whole person. Yes.
The Greyhawk planking challenge. Clatter.
All right, I move up with the men-at-arms. We finish the deed, and I guess just hold the hallway until people move up.
Yeah.
Okay. Easily done. Let me just move those tokens off the board. For just moving the plastic monster minis, I should see if there's like a 3D file I can download for a grabber. Just have a dowel with a grabber on it to just pick them up and set them aside.
A pair of tongs would work well.
So in the area where the hobgoblins were, there's no other doors out of that room. There's just goes straight. Then there's a back angled hallway.
That is correct. There's this zigzagged hall that goes back over to the northwest.
Yeah.
And then these two chambers that the party has already explored. Oh, thank God. Sorry, I was checking something there. Turgo, you can feel yourself becoming resolute again and whole and physical. You suspect that your sojourn as a cloud of vapor is coming to its end. Do you wish to move back towards the party?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. As you are standing there, group, debating what to do, we'll go ahead and make a couple of checks. Two things are happening. There is a cloud of grayish vapor sort of rolling at waist height. Well, I mean, are you up near the ceiling? Are you down near the floor? Are you where are you?
Yeah, well, I don't want to materialize up near the ceiling. That's for sure.
Hey, Matt!
1d6
damage.
The heavens sent you back.
They didn't want me. Devil was afraid I'd take over.
Okay, and snuffling amongst the garbage and detritus, you espy some giant rats. So you've got this cloud of smoke closing in on you, and you've got these giant rats. There are 7.
Vampire. Must be controlling the rats. Aim for the mist.
We knew it.
Fireball.
So yeah, there are actually quite a lot of giant rats.
Torches?
Sleep?
Not even. Just torches.
Okay. Sure.
Well, if
That
they're just
guy sounds so ominous.
if they're regular giant rats, I think honestly the fighters can just spin to win.
Probably.
That looks like a mini of poop. What is that?
No, I promise you, it is a swarm of giant rats.
Okay.
Those turds do have tails.
And teeth.
Yeah, if you want to read it, speaking of poop and rats, if you want to see something particularly disturbing, audience or even players, Google Rat King. It is literally a living, writhing ball of rats that have gotten stuck together and just lived with it. Okay, so giant rats, cloud of smoke. Cloud of smoke, what are you doing?
I'd like to stay behind the ball of giant rats.
Okay. The fighters had already moved up to more or less where the giant rat. Well, I should be fair. It should really. But I mean, at this distance, yeah, they're just kind of coming out of a crack in the wall nearby. You're not surprised by them, by the way. You're on high alert because there's this cloud that's drifting along behind them. So fighters are going to fight, yes?
Yep.
And I know what the rats are going to do. Did you say you were going to use torches, or you're just going to let the fighters have a field day?
I guess I'm swinging the sword unless the torch is more effective.
Okay. Roll initiative then, please. I think we were to Mark. Abner's rolling initiative now. All right, roll it.
4.
Party will go first. Remember, those of you who are not first level get your level in number of attacks.
I do a Mexican hat dance on 3 rats, and 3 rats die.
Okay. Just let me know if you do less than 3 points of damage.
It's impossible.
Well, I mean, to everyone. To everyone.
Hit for 2.
Oh my God! What did? Are you kidding me?
No. I'm sorry. Hit twice.
Oh, okay.
And both are above 3.
Okay. All right. So you obliterate 2 more. So that's 5 are gone. Roll for your men-at-arms, please.
Just a quick question for the DM. Do they have an armor class greater than 4 or less than 4?
No, they do not.
Okay. So then all of mine hit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
And 1 hits for over 3.
Okay, so there are 6 destroyed. There are 9 rats left. To keep this simple, we'll let's see. You have 3 men-at-arms and 2 of you guys fighting.
I got 2 with me, actually.
Yeah. 2 men-at-arms and links.
2 men-at-arms and links, and all right. So we'll say that's which one of you is going to get 3? A man-at-arms is going to get 3. The rest of you are getting 2. All right. We'll start with that man-at-arms then. That's a miss. That's a miss. And that is a miss. Links, that is a miss. And a miss. TK, that is a miss. And that is...
IRL sewer rats are really kind of like clean and cute. Like if they can afford to be, they are. They're like pigs.
Do you want to take them as a pet?
Yeah.
The rats all missed.
I used to keep rats as pets, actually.
No, I'm thinking Outlier may want a familiar like
oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
These are not Radicus norvegicus. These are horrible hell spawn stuff out of
giant rats of Sumatra.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Radicus Greyhawkia.
Okay. New round. You guys hacked and destroyed a bunch, and there's still a bunch left.
Let's see how many you got.
Well, let's roll initiative. Let's roll
Roll
initiative. Please.
All right. Oh, 2.
It is tied, but the rats being natural biters. That's a miss, and a miss on a man-at-arms, and this one's on links. That is oh my.
AC 2? Wow.
No, that's no.
Okay. That was like
man-at-arms
from Monty Python thing right
missed,
there.
and well, I do want to check this. Unfortunately, I mean a 19 on a man-at-arms. Yeah, it could vary.
AC 3, I think that hits.
I want to get Abner or not Abner. I want to get Outlier a giant goat. I think if I were to get him an animal, it would probably be like a goat big enough for him to ride.
Let's make it so.
Isn't Dwarven cavalry mounted on pigs? Like
See,
a dire boar.
A lot of people think pigs, but I like the idea of goats. Thor's chariot was pulled by goats.
It's perfect for the mountain environment. The goats just climb straight up the mountain.
Yeah.
Man-at-arms takes 1 point of damage. And these are 2 are on TK, and they both miss. Gentlemen, do something terrible to these rats. Let's end the evening on a high note.
That is why I originally had a mule. 3 of them die.
Okay, there are 3. No, way less than that. Yeah.
Actually, I hit all 5 times, so.
Okay, well, just let me know if you did more than 3 points of damage on all those.
God, not this again.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. There's 3 that do less than 3 damage.
I will
2 hits, 2 kills.
Death.
Oh no, I have a +2 sword. That's impossible. They're all
okay.
Yeah, it was 5. Yeah.
Thank you.
5 kills.
All right. So let's see. There are. You did 5. He killed 3. There's 1 left. It doesn't do anything. You guys kill it.
Now let's capture this one so we can collect.
Squeakity squeakin' squeak squeak.
Squeak,
What did you
squeak,
take,
squeak,
Turgo?
squeak.
Look at this rat. What'd you do with Turgo?
Who sent you?
I would like my thief back. Squeak, 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 squeak.
I'll rattle your cage.
Can you say there's rage? Are you
I'm Rat Man.
I'm Rat Man.
Who sent you? All right. So that ends the rats. I'm guessing you guys don't want to search their corpses for treasure.
No.
And puppets.
They
Unless they
nearly
have
adopted the
pockets.
dog. I was born into it.
I didn't see cheese until I was a man.
We shoot the hobgoblin bodies.
Oh,
But
the second
there's still this
hobgoblins with the
mysterious
blue.
smoke. This mysterious smoke in the room.
Yeah, the mysterious smoke has kind of started to take on a humanoid shape and aspect.
I don't like it.
Backfell beast.
Mark knows what it is, but
Kill it.
wants to just kill it.
All right. Hold a wooden stake, and then when it materializes, it'll be right in its heart. I thought that was kind of funny. It's like a stake through a vampire. We know he was a vampire. How? We drove a stake into his heart and he died. Drive a stake into anybody's heart and they're going to die. But no. Turgo, just the mist kind of swirls around a little bit and then it pop. There's Turgo standing in front of you.
The heavens have returned you.
The potion has returned me.
Oh.
Damn wizard didn't tell me it would last that long.
I take it you used your thiefly abilities to get away from the fire.
I fell for the rope across the floor trap.
That's that was an obvious one. That's why it got us.
We should be
Yeah, I
more
wasn't
careful
paying
coming back
attention.
into the dungeon and finding the torches are all lit.
The Grimtooth's clockwork floor that would like rotate to 90 degrees and then slam a comically large mallet against you 6 times. You would have seen that coming, but you know,
Right.
piece of smudged rope across the floor. And I thought I was dropping enough hints with the smelly floor, the grease and oil on the floor. I'm like, surely to God he's going to go, oh, grease and oil. I better not step on that. But no.
Yeah,
all
and the
the
fact
hints-
that the torch was standing and
Yeah.
stuff, but I wasn't paying enough attention at that time.
Got
All
all
right.
the hints. Once you mentioned that we burst into flames, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, right. I was like,
It all
responding to
adds
chat
up.
and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, the hobgoblins want us dead too.
Well, I'm still alive.
So where did you go?
Pleased to have you back.
Yeah, I reconned the place as much as I could.
What did you
Hey.
find
I
out?
believe well, what did I find out?
Okay.
You didn't tell me.
Well,
Interrogate me.
who sent you?
I'm Rat Man.
All right. So you found rooms. Let's see. You had a good long time to explore. But of course, there was always the danger of getting lost. It's like, hey, I'll go into this crack. What's in here? What's in here? What's in here? And then, wait, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. Shit, scrunch. So your reconnaissance revealed a fairly orderly dungeon in terms of 90-degree right turns and everything. There's a large common area with hobgoblins in it. There's another area with hobgoblins who seemed very alert. And when they saw your cloud coming, they threw water and yelled and that sort of thing. They were kind of spooked by it. but you did see what looked like a couple of rooms on either side of a hall there. So common area with hobgoblins and a huge gorilla-like beast on a short chain in the room. The hobgoblins were making great sport of, throwing bits of food at and poking with a long stick and so on. And that was all kind of in this direction. And the two rooms with hobgoblins in them who got spooked by your presence were sort of here. I should probably off in this direction.
Can't see that. No.
Yeah. So if you go this way, is where, let me see, I think a better camera view would probably be advantageous because you did explore. You have seen these things, and I want to at least be able to indicate to the party what you saw. It's not like you could keep a map, but you kind of have a handle on where some things were. So let me adjust the camera.
As he describes, I create a map.
And I'm a master communicator anyway, clearly.
Clearly.
Well, I floated over here, was pushed back by a draft here. I think I swirled around for a bit and then floated over here.
I saw some idiots fighting some ants. I don't know. It was kind of a haze.
They look like they missed a lot.
You call that fighting the ants? I think we were just too busy dancing with them.
Oh, there's a musical genre. We can fit a pun in there. I just don't know it.
They were cantankerous.
That's a stretch, but I couldn't come up with anything, so I'll give it to you.
Cantankerous. There we go. It was atrocious. What can I say?
That's most of the dialogue tonight.
Okay, I think that's kind of a better view because you guys have been in the chambers that were previously on the camera already. So Turgo, over in, and I know it's still not on the camera, but basically if the party continues this way and explores kind of off in this direction here, if you can see the kind of general direction that I'm holding the pointer.
Yeah, just off screen.
Yeah, just off screen is where there was a large common room, but going around that area and over here is where you saw the room with the two who were, or not that there were more than two, who were very suspicious and immediately tried to shoo your cloud away.
Where was the, did you say like an ape-like creature?
Yes, it was chained up in the common room.
Okay. Should we go further now or go back? We've got many people injured, etc.
Oh, go ahead.
No, but
I was going to say, I feel like I want to at least check on all that stuff and get back to where we found the treasure last time. Just to see if they filled up the treasure room again. But
is that the weird angled room over there?
I think that's it.
Yes, it is. It is this room here.
Yeah.
It seemed rather uninhabited. Perhaps if we approach quietly and don't trip over any ropes attached to torches in grease.
You want to scout ahead, Turgo?
I suppose I may as well.
I'll
be as careful
or
as
should
always,
we have
we
have the dwarf advance in force?
Well, we did have that one dwarf who ran into a pit.
And I got attacked by rot grubs, so actually I think we should send the wizard first.
No.
just immediate no.
He sure does have some pretty clothes.
We need to give him the gauntlets first.
A very, very swole wizard.
Yep.
Casts fist.
I'm in plate mail, so I can't sneak. Otherwise, I'd just
I'll go up there.
Okay.
Whatever. That's my job, right?
Yep.
I'm
You
the
have
burglar.
one job.
Yep, one job.
All right. So going back to the treasure room, just for the sake of brevity, well, the door is still there. The door is still there. I'm not going to remove that.
Let's all climb in, nail it shut, and sleep for a week.
All right, so I suppose I should go check out the door. This time I'm going to move more slowly. I'm going to be very careful looking at the floor and prodding it with my pole.
Okay.
Yeah. And looking in both directions, up and down.
In prodding the floor with a pole, you notice that among the rushes and straw and other detritus on the floor, there are boards with low nails with ground down points on them that have been laid here and again. And I don't mean ground down like the point is taken off. I mean like seriously sharpened.
Right. How deep is that in terms of distance? Is that something I could easily leap over?
Oh, now that you know it's there, now that you've prodded the floor ahead of you, you can probably move the boards with ease.
Okay, then I'll move them to the side with the pole.
Okay. All right. You push them aside.
All right. I'll continue.
All right, and you come to the blank wall as you expected before. And this is where you had found a secret door in the past.
Right. Yeah. And that was the one that had the hole in the left side with the lever that was poisoned.
Exactly.
Right. All right. I'm going to examine that closely and, once again, try to hook it with something to pull it open.
All right. Knowing what to expect, your find and remove traps is actually spot on, and they haven't re-engineered it. So, yeah, you can, you fit your pole in there and hear a sort of clanking sound as you're tapping a metal latch or something inside.
Right. And then it pushes open, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You can certainly try and open doors from there.
Right. All right. I'll do that.
Yeah, it takes you a couple of shots, but the false stonework panel swings inward.
Okay.
There are a few very small casks in here, some bags of you don't know what, look like sacks for grain, maybe some chests of dried meat, that sort of thing. Fairly standard supplies and foodstuffs.
Right.
Foodstuffs. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it mostly looks like, right? Is this the type of stuff? I mean, there's more of it than I can gather up and bring back to the group or whatever, right?
Yes, that is correct. I mean, you can take samples of it. One of the small kegs of liquid, you could probably carry it alone, but you couldn't move stealthily nor quickly carrying it.
Right. I think in this case, I'll spend I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or whatever, trying to dig through it to make sure there's nothing really important, being as careful as I can, and then I'll return to the party as silently as possible.
Yeah, they've apparently repurposed this as a larder. It's hardtack, jerky, and whatever is in these casks, bags of grain, etc.
Right. So the dried meats or whatever, they appear to like not be rancid. I mean, they're fine.
Well, I mean,
Or
they were
long.
likely cured by hobgoblins, so
right.
you
They could
know,
be halfling.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Elf ears.
The epitome of mystery meat.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Pickled
go
dwarf
back to
toe?
the party. Now the dwarf tongue, I'll take.
Would you like it to go?
Please.
Okay, it goes. Blah, 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 blah.
I was hoping it would go bye-bye.
Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, you carry a few groceries back to the party.
Right.
It was too much to expect that they'd be dumb enough to fill it back up with gold.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
they
I brought oatmeal.
fortified in that room beyond.
So hobgoblins are dumb but not unwise.
Well, I got. I think. Unless we want to end the session here and continue next section, I think retreating's a good option now. But I got an idea. I pull out the tiny vial of chlorine gas and I say, "Do you think you could poison their food supplies with this?"
No, I don't see why not. I believe I have a vial of poison as well.
Ooh, could we do both somehow? Well, use the poison because I know that'll work.
Sure.
But I give you this vial of chlorine gas just in case you can find a use for that too.
All right. That was an excellent idea, Lynx.
I'm the idea man.
Indeed.
The only downside with chlorine is it reeks.
I don't want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm guessing Abner is kind of to the rear of this.
Generally, yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You hear approaching footsteps, and we're going to leave it on a cliffhanger right there.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I'd like to thank our audience tonight. I'd like to apologize to our audience tonight.
What's left of it?
Yeah, all two of you who are still subscribed to my channel. But seriously, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out for another wonderful evening. Tomorrow night, we will be back in session. We'll be playing some classic Traveler, which ended on a cliffhanger last week. Are we going to whack the lady who's trying to terminate the two cold sleepers? Or will we come to an amiable agreement that doesn't involve someone sprouting a hole in her forehead and two potentially innocent people dying? So we will find that out tomorrow evening. Next week, we will be back for some more classic first edition AD&D and then classic Traveler on Wednesday. And as I announced at the beginning of the stream, which feels like yesterday ago, we will be I will be taking a break from Thursday, possibly well into the following week, as my wife has surgery. So we will sail on until or unless something otherwise comes to trip us up. Thanks again, everyone, for sitting around. And Lord Corian says super chat now for songs. But anyway, y'all have an absolutely wonderful evening, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you.